How about the North Carolina Courage, as we're proud to bring you On the Road With, presented by Continental Tire. There we are in Utah. The North Carolina Courage will take on Portland tomorrow, 12:30 on CBS. Yes, indeed, the NWSL is back, and we are delighted to be bringing you On the Road With, presented by Continental Tire. Hello, everybody. I'm Dean Linke, proud to be the longtime voice of the North Carolina Courage. Great to be with each and every one of you during these unprecedented times. We hope all of you are safe, and we thank all of the amazing medical people for keeping us safe. I'm not alone on the road. I am pleased to be joined by former Cary High School superstar. She went to Penn State to play soccer, and she wants to be a broadcaster, and she's going to be a good one. Reunited with Anna Witty. Anna, thanks for being On the Road With, presented by Continental Tire.
Hey, Dean. It's great to be back with you. We were in action last season. It's good to see the NWSL back in action. I'm excited to be here to watch these players play on this massive stage this summer. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, delighted to be with you, Anna. You're always a pleasure. Of course, your mom has also been involved in soccer for a long time in the area. So whenever we're with a Witty, we are happy. Well, you know what? It's all about safety. We're going to show some B-roll of the team chartering out. They actually flew out with the Washington team that you know really well. But talk a little bit about this, Anna.
Yeah, you can see here the team, they're all wearing their masks, following the protocol that they need to do to stay safe out in Utah, to make sure that we get to see the best women play soccer in Utah this summer. So, yeah, they got to travel with the Spirit. That was fun to see them go out there. They had a safe flight. They've practiced today. So all good so far.
Well, you mentioned the practice. Let's take a look at a practice update presented by Citrix. As you take a look at it, it looks absolutely beautiful out there. And, you know, Anna, if you heard my interview with Paul Riley earlier when he revealed the roster this week, I mean, he's been talking about the girls buzzing from day one. He seems super confident going into this one. He's no longer talking about being an underdog. He's talking about wanting to play 7 games and win this thing.
No, he had great things to say about each player. You could tell he's really excited just to get back on the pitch with these girls, to see how they've developed not only in quarantine, but before COVID-19. I'm excited to see these girls back in action. I can't imagine they'll be any better than they were last season. So I'm excited. It'll be fun.
All right, that is your practice update presented by Citrix. Let's take a look at the schedule. Of course, tomorrow we'll have the pregame show at noon, and then on CBS at 12:30, the North Carolina Courage, the Portland Thorns. I can't think of a better game to kick off this incredible tournament out in Utah, Anna.
Yeah, this will be a good one. They're a big rivalry in this league. Be sure to tune into our pregame show at noon tomorrow before the 12:30 kickoff. I'm excited to see the Thorns have kind of a new squad themselves. I know Paul Riley talked about that the other day, so it'll be fun to see these matchups and how they go at each other tomorrow afternoon.
You've spent a lot of time with the Washington team, so you know all about that matchup in game number 2.
Yeah, Rose Lavelle's the superstar in the middle for them. She came off the World Cup. She did a phenomenal job last summer. She's definitely one of their superstars, but they've got really fast forward and Ashley Hatch, and a really strong back line with Paige Nielsen and Sam Staub, and obviously a brick and goal with Aubrey Bledsoe. So it'll be fun to watch them match up against the Spirit team next Wednesday.
Of course, the next game against the Chicago Red Stars, a rematch of last year's NWSL championship game.
Yeah, Julie Ertz, she controls the field for the Red Stars. This will be another great matchup for them. Again, all the talent they have in these first 4 games, they're gonna be tested, and it'll be fun to watch them play the Red Stars.
Final game, Sky Blue FC. Break that one down before you toss it over to Abby and I.
Yeah, Sky Blue, they're in their rebuilding season. Everyone's had positive things about how they've changed their location of their games to an even better venue. They brought in some really talented players. They had great draft picks. So they'll be a completely different Sky Blue from what we've seen in the past few years. So again, another fun matchup for the Carolina Courage. But now we will go with Dean Leakey in depth with the Rock in the Back Abby Urseg, presented by Mendy.
All right. Thank you, Anna, and thank you, Mendy. It's always an honor to be with the great Kiwi New International and the captain of the North Carolina Courage, Abby Urseg. Abby, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Dean. It's good to be here.
First off, what's it feel to be ready to go and play your first game tomorrow after everything we've all been through?
Yeah, I'm really excited. The girls are really excited. It's been a long time of isolation and rules and restrictions. So to finally get back out on the field, kind of where we belong, playing sport, the first professional sport in the country, is amazing. So we're really excited.
Well, Abby, as you know, you and I have had this running joke forever as I've called you the fittest woman in the world because I believe it. And obviously during quarantine time, you were showing it off again. Did you do even more workouts during quarantine, Abby, or did it just feel like you did?
Yeah, I think people just saw more content of what I was doing rather than me actually doing more. I had a lot more time, so I was doing a lot more content. And a lot of people were asking for suggestions on what to do because obviously all the gyms are closed. So I really was trying to put some good content out to make sure people could follow along and do the same kind of workouts because, it's hard being stuck at home. So anytime I can give back to the community and help them out a little bit, I was willing to do that.
Well, we saw the physical part, and I'm glad you mentioned it's hard being at home because the mental part of what this pandemic has done has really been devastating. Mentally, how did you stay sharp, Abby?
Yeah, I think the workouts helped a lot. Where I could, I was trying to go for more walks and getting out of the house where I could. Obviously, that was really difficult when it was quite strict. But thankfully for me, being an introvert, I wasn't too affected. I could read my books in peace and I didn't have to leave the house too much. So I was okay. Kristen, on the other hand, was struggling a little bit. We had to find ways to entertain her and to come up with dance routines and all those kind of things. So yeah, different ways of dealing with it, but I was okay, but I'm definitely glad to be out of the restriction and back playing.
All right, tomorrow it's Portland, North Carolina Courage. Sometimes that's all you got to say. This is a big-time rivalry. Talk about tomorrow's game, Abby.
Yeah, Portland probably our biggest rival. We have had some really good games in the past. They've had our number a couple of times. We've had their number a couple of times. So these matchups for me are a lot of fun. We know we're both going to be up for it. We know we're going to bring our best performance. And those are the games that you want to be a part of where teams are just going at each other for 90 minutes. We haven't seen a lot of each other, obviously with preseason and no games. So it's a bit of a guessing game at the moment. So there might be a few surprises, we don't know, but it's always exciting against Portland. And I know they're going to bring it. We're going to bring it well. Abby,
earlier this week, Paul Riley said that he thinks the biggest issue might be scoring goals because you just haven't had the practices, you haven't had the games. He said defense is going to be the difference to win this tournament. Having him say that, how do you feel as the leader of the defense back there?
Yeah, I think we're notorious for the amount of shots that we have in our conversion rate is, and obviously the highest in the league. On the other side of that, we are quite proud of our defense, and I think he's right. It will come down to defense at the end of the day because it does take 3, 4, 5 games for the attacking to really come together and gel as a unit. And you can't really do that other than in games. Training just doesn't provide the same kind of environment for those players. So me and Adam try and hold it up as much at the back as we can. Portland have got a really solid back line this year. They've added some key players, so they're going to be really organized defensively as well. So hopefully we come out on top. But again, I think it's just going to be on the day who performs best. Yeah.
You've heard it a lot. Abby Urseg, Abby Dahlkemper, perhaps the two best center backs in the world on a pro team. What has that partnership been like, Abby?
It's been fun. We've really developed our relationship over the past couple of years. We've always had a lot of time to develop that relationship, and you don't get that in a lot of professional leagues. There's a lot of interchange. So we're quite fortunate to have 3-4 years together to build a solid foundation in our backline. I've seen her develop from Western New York all the way through to now. She's had some phenomenal seasons, and she just gets better every year, always working on something. She drives me, I drive her. And we can really share the load in the backline now and share the responsibility around, which is great. I enjoy working with her. I enjoy playing alongside her off the field. Developing the relationship there as well only helps with our on the field relationship. So, yeah, it's been fun. I'm excited to see what we produce this season.
On the left side next to you, Jaylene, Paul Riley said in camp's been better than ever. Your thoughts about your left back?
Yeah, Jay's another one that I've spent a lot of time with, again, developing that relationship over the past 3, 4, 5 years, I think. So, we've had a lot of time together. I think she brings a little bit of flair to the game. I'm a little bit more conservative and I play safe and, clean things up at the back. And she can bring a little bit of flair and get us out of tight situations at the back sometimes. And I'm appreciative of that. She's been developing her leadership over the past couple of years as well. I think she's developed into not only a good defensive player, but a really, really good attacking player as well. She's been phenomenal the past couple of years. So a player that can defend and attack the way that she does is a real asset for our team.
We're not going to cover the right back. We're going to surprise folks on Saturday on CBS who's going to be at the right side. One thing we do know in the last 4 years, including the time with the Western New York Flash, this team has been dominant. 3 championships, 3 shields, and an ICC title. That means there's an enormous target on your back. How do you cut out that noise, Abby?
Yeah, it kind of comes with the territory, putting a target on our own backs, and it's been our doing sometimes. We can't really take any game lightly because every single team's going to come out and bring their best team and put their best team out. So we always have to be on top of our game. And saying that, it really, I think, actually narrows our focus every week. We have to really make sure that we put everything into that training session for the team that we're about to play. We can't really afford to be distracted by outside noise. So in a way, it's been good in our development because we really just have to focus and make sure that when we step out on that field, we're playing the best that we can for that 90 minutes. Anytime we lax off has been when you've seen results that haven't gone our way. And they've been hard lessons to learn. So I think Paul, from the very start, kind of emphasized in the culture, we control what we can control, and what we can control is our environment. And we've always focused on that, and it's been a driving force for our culture. We've carried that through every single year, and it's been a success for us. So, just making sure we stick to our initial culture and carrying that over every year has been kind of key to that.
Finally, Abby, you more than anyone, I do believe, appreciates the fans. And obviously it'll be different this time around because there won't be fans. But that's why we're doing On the Road With, presented by Continental Tire, so you can be connected to the fans back in North Carolina. Look into the camera. What's your message to them, Abby?
I would just like to say to the fans, we appreciate you so much. We've missed you so much. We know that you guys will be watching from home. We're going to put on the best show that we possibly can to make sure that you guys tune in, and we'll connect that way instead.
Abby Erceg, you are an absolute beast, one of the best defenders in the world, and always a pleasure to speak with. Thanks so much for giving us some time, and best of luck Saturday, and best of luck in the entire tournament. All right. Thank you, Anna, and thank you, Mendy. It's always an honor to be with the great Kiwi, New Zealand International.
In a few seconds, Dean Linke will be joined by the president of Uproar, Mary Pruder. But first, I have your Courage Trivia questions presented by Iconic. All right, so your first question is, what was the final score of our first match against Portland? A, was it a win 1-0? B, was it a loss 2-1? Or C, was it a tie 1-1? Our second question is, which one of our players scored the first ever goal for our team against the Portland Thorns? A, was it Jessica McDonald? B, was it a few seconds? Dean Linke will be joined by the president of Uproar, Mary Pruder. But first, I have your Courage Trivia questions presented by Iconic. All right, so your first question is, what was the final score of our first match against Portland? A, was it a win 1-0? B, was it a loss 2-1? Or C, was it a tie 1-1? Our second question is, which one of our players scored the first ever goal for our team against the Portland Thorns? A, was it Jessica McDonald? B, was it McCall Zerboni? Or C, was it Dabinia? And your last question is, how many times have the Portland Thorns been the North Carolina Courage home opener? A, is it 1? B, is it 2? Or C, is it 3? To answer your questions, head on over to the fanzone.nccourage.com. Just a few seconds, Dean Linke will be joined by the president.
All right, Anna, thank you so much. Great introduction, Mary. An honor to be with you. And how excited are you to have the North Carolina Courage back in action tomorrow, 12:30 on CBS?
We're super pumped. I feel like I've been waiting months for this, since the season ended, and just the delay has been we're just happy to have everyone back.
Well,
we
speaking
hope
of
that
happy,
stay safe.
we're thrilled with what you've done with Uproar in just a couple years, building this incredible fan base. What made you want to step up and create this fan base group called Uproar?
Well, actually, a couple of the other guys in the group started it up at the end, not the end, but like June of last year. There was just a vacancy kind of in the stadium, and we could tell that, there just wasn't the chanting and cheering that you hear. And so they just started something up. I reached out to them and they welcomed me in, and we just went from there.
As you know, when you're as dominant as the North Carolina Courage, we already mentioned it with Abby Ursek, there's going to be a target on your back, and there's even a little bit of hate. There's a lot of hating going on with the North Carolina Courage because they've done so well. How do you respond to that?
Mostly we just try to ignore it. If you start engaging, it just starts to go downhill real fast. It's normally not worth the argument.
We're thrilled to have you on this show, and they're going to be doing a ton of virtual watches as well with NWSL, and I know Uproar is going to be involved in that. That's going to be exciting, right, to have those virtual watch parties watching the North Carolina Courage?
Yeah, it'll be great. We're super excited to be a part of everything.
If people want to join Uproar, how do they go about doing that if they want to get involved in what you're doing? Mary, thank you so much for spending time with us. Now we go back to Anna Witty. This is going to be fun. Mary, thank you so much for spending time with us. Now we go back to Anna Witty. This is going to be fun. Mary, thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Dean. Now we are going to do the roommate challenge presented by Healthier Toes between Carrie Recaro and Ryan Williams. They're not roommates out in Utah due to the COVID-19, but they are roommates back home in Cary, North Carolina. So I'm excited to see who knows each other better. All right, so what is Ryan's go-to movie of choice?
Genre or like specific movie?
Let's do specific movie.
Oh no, that's so hard because we literally sit for 2 hours trying to decide what movie we're gonna watch.
Okay, then. No, let's stay with movie.
This is tough. I got one in mind. We are not gonna get this. I'm so interested. Ready to say yeah. Oh, I should have said that. I was thinking. That was good.
We can't read it. Can you read it? Can you tell us your answers?
I said peanut butter falcon. I said remember the Titans. Yeah, I should have been better. I'm rough.
So who is more likely to eat all of the snacks in the room first?
We didn't even.
Who is it? Carrie?
We just talked about this actually. Yeah, me. No self.
Who packed more efficiently for Utah?
Oh, efficiently? What are you talking about? Efficient. Oh, I have no room. My suitcase is so small. It doesn't fit anything. You were just complaining today about not bringing enough shorts. That's fair. Yeah.
All right.
My suitcase was way smaller, and I packed more. I would say me.
What will be Carrie's most frequently played song by the end of the tournament?
My most frequently played song. Wait, your most frequently played song?
Yeah, what will Carrie play most?
What are you laughing at? I know. Oh, I don't know the name. Wait. I'm writing the artist because I don't know the name of the song. Let me see what you said.
What is it?
What is it called? It's called No Interruption by Witty.
Nice.
People are gonna look up that song and be like, It's nice.
Ryan recently played it last week, and I feel like it's a throwback. Yeah.
Okay, cool, awesome. So who is Ryan's celebrity crush?
I know I've told you. I have two possible ones. You want to put? Can you give me kind of a hint? If we talked about it, where it's very obvious that I'm just not thinking. Okay, put two people. Do you know two of them?
I can guess one. Is it a recent one?
It's just like classic.
Oh. This is shot in the dark here. If I get one of these, that would be great.
All right, let's see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Justin Bieber.
I thought you liked names.
I do like him too.
Who was it?
It was Justin Bieber and Channing Tatum.
Nice, good picks. So what is Ryan's most embarrassing soccer moment while playing with the Courage?
Oh, I know it. I don't know. Just a lot. I'm writing an essay. Are we ready to go during passing time? Yeah, not getting passing time. Yeah.
What's the story?
So basically, a lot of the times, Brian doesn't know what to do during the passing patterns, and Paul has little patience for Ryan. There's lack of attention. Actually, but there was one specific time last year where he was like, "The yellow man, go by the yellow man," and she just like, that's because there were 5 yellow men, and we were all standing like 40 feet away, like, we're confused how she is so confused. Like, it just was shocking, actually, but it's fine.
What is Carrie's biggest pet peeve?
Oh. I just talked about this.
The other day.
Thanks so much for joining us, Carrie and Ryan. Make sure you stay tuned for another edition of the Roommate Challenge presented by Healthier Toes. Thanks so much
Great
for
job,
joining
Anna.
us.
That was a lot of fun. Carrie and Ryan, they've got some moxie, and they're not afraid to mix it up. We are wrapping up on the road with Continental Tire as we bring Anna Witty back in. And Anna, you had that bond at Penn State, and even as a club player, that bond means something. You can feel the bond between Carrie and Ryan right there.
Oh, yeah. And when I was prepping for this interview, I had a lot of fun just watching their past interviews. They have a really fun relationship. They're super goofy. A good group right there.
Speaking of fun, I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight because guess what? In just a few hours, Saturday, 12:30 Eastern, CBS. And before that, our pregame show. Are you kidding me? The best women's pro team in the world is back in action against Portland. It's almost here, Anna.
I know. I'm so excited. It's the eve of some great things happening this upcoming month. I'm excited to be joined by you. I'm excited to cover the North Carolina Courage, the reigning champions. It's going to be an exciting weekend. Honestly, I can't stop saying the word exciting because there's no other words to describe how I feel.
All right, let's take a look one more time at the schedule, including the game coming up 12:30 Saturday on CBS. Remember, we're on the road with Continental Tire, so I need to remind everybody that now through June 30th, you can purchase 4 qualifying Continental Tire passenger tires and receive a $70 prepaid Visa card. Visit ContinentalTire.com or your local Continental Tire dealer for more details. Continental Tire, official sponsor of the North Carolina Courage. And don't forget that tomorrow we'll talk to Paul Riley in the Continental Tire Coaches Corner. One quick comment, Anna, as we wrap it up. Paul Riley, without question, in my opinion, the best women's pro soccer coach in the world. Your thoughts?
Yeah, he obviously is really pumped for this tournament too. He has nothing but great things to say. He sounds like he knows all the teams that are coming up. He knows how to play against them, and yeah, I'm excited to see his lineups this upcoming week.
All right, Anna Witty, great to be back with you. I want to thank Jorge Acuna, the VP of Broadcasting. I want to thank Kyle Prairie. He's done a great job bringing all the corporate partners together for On the Road With, presented by Continental Tire. For Anna, I'm Dean Linke. How about the North Carolina Courage? Good luck against Portland. Great job.